Bludd is back, and he's ready to have his revenge. In G.I. Joe Volume 2, Blood's Revenge. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Dingus Den.
All right, we are back for another Energon Universe video. If you didn't catch our G.I. Joe Volume 1, go check that out, as this is the follow-up to that, as a Volume 2 would indicate. And so here we are to talk about more G.I. Joe. Exciting times. Yeah. What'd you think about this volume?
It was good. I actually I enjoyed it a little bit more than the first volume. I think it's picked up pretty well. Yeah, I liked it. Even though the first volume was kind of Duke centric with the team, this one had a cool kind of off the shoot, and it's building up to a really cool volume 3. And yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed this one. I really liked the artwork too.
Yeah, shout out to the artist, Andrea Milana, I think is it?
Yeah, really good job on the artwork on it and storyline and everything. Yeah, I liked it. It's improving quite well. It's still not Transformers level, but it's still good.
See, I felt as if it, like, the story didn't click as much. Well, like, I still really like the story and what they did in this one, and we'll get into it. But well, this one shined for me was it did a better job of, or a good job of expanding the world of like what's evolved exactly with all these G.I. Joe moments. Like, you know, like you talk about like the first was very Duke centric. Well, it's like, well, that makes sense since he's kind of the main guy, right? Like he is the Optimus Prime of G.I. Joe, right? And so, but to have him take a bit of a seat back in this and to let all these other players, you know, shine, I think it felt like a good way to kind of like progress the story and just let it expand more beyond like this is what Duke is doing specifically. And so, and I did like that aspect a lot. I think there's a lot of things to like about this arc.
Yeah.
So for sure.
And we got introduced to Beachhead, Flint, Lady J. They all come into it, and the team is starting to build. Colonel Hawk having his own kind of secret black ops team is interesting. And then there's some really cool stuff in this one. And because the last one was kind of like a roller coaster ride. It was real fast moving.
Yeah.
The Joes were getting their ass kicked the whole time. This one gave a little bit more time to breathe and let the characters build a bit. I like the Baroness Cover Girl
that was cool.
Stuff. And also we get to see more into the relationship between Destro and Cobra Commander, which is actually pretty interesting.
Great moments there. Yeah. You mentioned too of how we got to see the introduction of these characters, as we can see here on the cover of issue 7. And what was that other team called? Like Night something? Night Hawks? Night something?
Night Force.
Night Force, thank you. Like, I'm still new to all this G.I. Joe stuff. Like, this is like my way of getting into G.I. Joe is experiencing these Energon Universe stories first. And so it's cool of like, even though I don't know who these characters are, they did a good job of introducing these characters, especially in this episode or this issue with Beachhead, where I was like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. And I I know who he's meant to be, even though I've never known of his character prior to this issue.
Yeah.
And so like they did a really good job of just setting up characters and making it really new reader accessible. At least that's what I feel from, you know, not having read G.I. Joe or know anything about G.I. Joe. And like it's continuing to make me more into like, oh, this stuff is cool and make me want to get more into it and like eventually check out the other compendiums that they've released and whatnot. And so it's cool stuff. I'm really digging it so far. So, but this it is an interesting sort of issue structure, I feel like, with these, of like the first volume had the 6 issues feel like one straightforward story. Versus this one, it was like you had an issue that was kind of its own thing, but still matters overall. And then you have a 4-issue arc, and then another issue that lingered at the end, which is kind of interesting. And I think that's kind of like part of that world building aspect of it all.
Yeah, the first volume was kind of like a big movie that introduced everything. And then this one was much more episodic and building upon. It was definitely like, okay, now let's slow down to a cruising speed. And let's start building up this world. The first volume was just kind of like, okay, this is the big premiere. We need to not really go crazy these first 6 issues. And then these next 6, it's like, okay, now let's start building up. And so let's start building on the world some more.
Yeah. It was really nice. I do appreciate the pacing of that too. Like, if we can expect this pacing of like a bunch of cool, crazy, event level stuff, or just about, roller coaster ride, as you say, then take more time in an arc, and then you go back to having another crazy arc, as we'll get to what it sets up at the end, but like, it obviously sets up something big for what's next for when we get back to reviewing G.I. Joe. And so it's really cool though. And I'm looking forward to it.
It's really smart because you had the one-shots help establish characters and world. And then you do this really big thing where it's like a big action movie. Then this one builds on those characters so that when the third volume comes around for the next big action film, we're more invested in the characters. They've built up the side plots, the internal plots between characters. We're starting to see stuff grow, relationships build, and then that makes the big action scene more impactful. It's Joshua Williamson's becoming one of my newer favorite writers, and I'm really glad that he is part of the big post KO rebuild of DC. He's part of that team with Snyder. And I'm starting to, when I see his name, I'm like, okay, I'm going to grab this because he does a really good job of pacing stories and putting a lot into them. So,
I think that's all really well said. And I completely agree. And I'm so good. He does such a great job with all this. And I'm excited to see where more of this goes. But this has so many great moments. Like this first issue, I think I already just touched on a little bit, but like it is a great introduction to Beachhead. And this moment in particular is great of being like, I gotta go steal this thing. And how's the way? How do you infiltrate their defenses? You get there super duper early. It creates such an awesome moment here. Like, look at that. Like, what a great scene there. I love it so much. But it does a great job of just showing his character off there in this first issue, or first issue of this volume, I should say.
They established that he's an older guy, closer to like retirement level, but he doesn't want to. We see how much of a badass he is through these parts here too. It's a really cool introduction. I agree with you 100%. Like I didn't know, I forgot about Beachhead, and now it's like Beachhead's like one of the cooler, one of my more favorite characters in this, because it's like this guy's a badass. Those older, hard to steal badass types.
100%. There's 2 characters that stood out to me in this volume. He was one of them. We'll get to the second one soon. But like it was just awesome seeing his solo mission and stealing the box, the cargo. And like it did serve as a really well like one and done story, like one shot sort of story. But obviously it serves bigger into being like, oh look, there's actually, well, here's Bludd, who plays into larger stuff of it. But very cool though. And seeing his mission, and then he regroups with these other people that were there.
Lady J was one I've been kind of waiting on, where she was going to show up. We've gotten Scarlet, Cover Girl. Lady J was another big female character in G.I. Joes, and Flint was always cool too. He almost looks exactly like he did back in the day. Everyone else kind of gets new little bit of redesigns here and there. Flint looks like he just walked off the old cartoon. So
I could see that. Like I said, I don't know the character, but I could definitely see that. And it's interesting too because we don't really get the full implications. Yeah, we haven't gotten the implication really of what this means in either of this volume. Like they kind of just dropped this big setup and
yeah,
really do much of like, oh, we got one of those robots that I mean we've talked about before. You know, we first really saw them in Destro and
the ones that shoot anything that moves, even if it is
on
your side. Like, the useless robot soldiers.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing with it, which is really interesting. And then we got kind of like the start of a like I said, this one felt very much like a 4-issue arc for 8 through 11.
Yeah.
And I really like how this began, showing how the team is together, like how they're cooperating with each other at this moment in time, which is cool. Like having their own danger room sequence here is cool. And also a cool way of showing like, yeah, this is how the team is with each other after the events of volume 1, where they were like just put together and then forced to, you know, thrown into that craziness, which is why they were, you know, struggling in that volume. But yeah, we get this cool bit of danger room sequence here, and then it all comes apart because of Baroness. You know, the sort of like what do they call it here? The show sort of, you know, stand out and get shot because you hesitate.
Yeah, you gotta stop posing. Don't
posing. Yeah,
your victory.
Yeah. So I did really like that moment between them. And here we got like our big universe tie-in with the things going on. Of like that's the Battle of Seattle that we talked about in our.
Yeah, that was the 4th volume, the final arc volume of the big battle, I believe. Right? No,
it may have
volume 3
or the very end of volume. I think it was the very end of volume 3 because the final one is in Chicago. I think.
Yeah, because at the end of volume 3. That's when Megatron shows back up and he uses the vulture for the eyes. And then that's when the Autobots take off. So yeah, you're right.
Like, oh shit, we gotta go. Check out all our Transformers reviews. But this though,
like and subscribe.
Yeah, all that too. But this is great though, because I just love the connectivity that G.I. Joe has all to the Transformers stuff. Like it's nice. I really like just how it all ties in together, and makes it feel nice and is cool. I mean that here, and as you're talking about too, of like, I love their relationship and diving into the Destro and Cobra Commander here together, and it's funny because it's like he's purposely hiding things, and Destro gets fed up with him through this arc, but at the same time, I think these two speech bubbles right here are like the most honest Cobra Commander has ever been. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's something for him there to open up a little bit though. And that's something I find interesting of like, I don't know if he was intentionally doing it or not, of where he was kind of opening himself up in some regard a little bit more to Destro, but still Destro wasn't fully buying it or at least catching on to it. I don't know.
Cobra Commander is a master manipulator in this series, so you have to constantly keep an eye on him. What could be an olive branch could end up being handcuffs. And I really like how Joshua Williamson balances, like we get to see the internal storylines of Cobra.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could easily just make them the villain and then they can just set up conflicts for the heroes, but instead we get their own storylines and the depth of characters. Like Cobra Commander is not just some guy who yells Cobra and snivelly, you know, he's actually a complex, manipulative character. And I'm just as interested in what's going on with Cobra as I am going on with the Joes.
Yeah, and that's a great thing to say. And it's really smart to have that balance. And if it wasn't even for them focusing on Cobra Commander the way they did, I wouldn't even be sold on this G.I. Joe stuff to begin with. Really caught my interest, or at least as soon as it did, per se. I've been, like maybe eventually I would have still been like, oh, I'll check it out anyway, like I did it with Duke, and still grab onto it. But like, yeah, it's great stuff that they've done. And we still and like we do get more Transformers connections too with this other Transformer that's in it as well. Does this Transformer have a name? Surely he has a name.
Yes, he does. I
don't remember what his name is.
He says it here, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, I don't see it. But clutches with this Transformer. We'll find. We'll hopefully figure it out. And he's having to keep it a secret, and that's another cool story arc that we got throughout this. Throughout these issues as well. So I did like that. We get this whole vacation storyline where Baroness goes out off to France for a vacation along with what's her name?
CoverGirl.
CoverGirl, thank you.
Yeah, essentially she asked for 48 hours off, and then since they don't trust her because she was a prisoner, they send CoverGirl with her, and they kind of have their girl moments.
Exactly.
And Baroness has been a very interesting character because she was a villain in the cartoon, and seeing her as this kind of like redeemable female villain character, it's really cool. And I'm liking how she's growing with the team, and I'm always waiting for the pin to drop. It's like, when she's going to betray. When's it going to happen? But she seems to be growing more and more into the team.
We'll see. I mean, if this is going to last on for a long time, it could be such a great setup for what could be such a great betrayal later on. So we'll see. And it's cool seeing the dynamic between them two as well. And
I'm expecting a Baroness Duke shack up. I'm expecting that. Like, I want Duke and Baroness to shack up. Duke needs to take some edge off. He's too uptight.
Maybe it'll happen sometime. Who knows? It's interesting though here too, because Baroness, who's never really shown much care, she's having her moment where she's looking after her, spying on her parents essentially.
Yeah.
And then Bludd spying on her, ready for his ultimate revenge.
An eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye. And
I don't even remember this dude, but he was pretty badass.
Like, yeah, as I was saying,
we got a weird like Costco version of Vulture.
Also, what an introduction too, when you get all these birds and stuff. You're like, holy cow! Like, this is what an insane sequence. Like, what an entrance this guy has. Raptor. This was the other character that really stood out to me, of being like, oh, okay, this is a cool villain.
Like
you're right,
Wolverine though. And Vulture had a baby.
Yes, exactly. And I'm down for it. I'm here for it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a pretty cool villain. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we'll make this work.
Yeah, pretty menacing and kind of crazy there, which is cool. And he did bring in some really cool action, I thought, as well with this as well.
Yeah,
look at this. Or I don't have it set up there. Hold on.
It's a really great drawn panel there. I like that.
It is a really nice splash page. I do really like that. And so really cool to see how it all goes. And oh, this is cool too. I forgot about this. A cool page, sort of, showing his past and all that. And
it struck me as kind of weird. It's like he's in the middle of this kidnapping, and then he just goes into a full backstory rant.
Right.
But it works.
It's probably one of those things it's like, yeah, it works, but who knows how long it would be for him to appear again after this as well. If ever. So we'll see. And then he gets arguably outstaged by Bludd there, as he just comes in and He makes quite the show off of how ruthless he is here, which is cool to see. Fighting against all the police here.
How tough is CoverGirl? Take a shot right to the shoulder, and she's just like,
right.
I'm good.
Yeah, crazy. He's like, I love when they beg. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely villain stuff there. And then they get captured. Like, look at that. Like, how crazy of it. Like, each of just like a raptor could just support like carrying 2 people.
Yeah, that's an impressive flight suit. That's probably easily like a good, 300 pounds of women there, and he's just flying off.
It's insane. Like, okay, sure. pretty crazy. It's like you wouldn't think it'd be able to handle more than just them, but we get this plot of the Transformer there is needed.
Hound. Okay, that's
Hound.
Hound. All right.
Yeah, so Hound needs Energon. So that sets up their whole own little plot line there. This was cool.
Yeah.
Cobra here learning about more of the Transformers and somebody in, like, what is this, an asylum, I guess?
Yeah, and someone who is he must be a survivor of a Starscream murder spree,
which happened a lot in Volume 3.
Yeah, trying to figure out who that was. It's like, there's a lot of people who have been traumatized by Starscream since it started. So,
but then to also erase the trace of anybody that really knows what they are, it's like, oh, very interesting. Although you also do raise a good point of, like, when there's a massive war, a lot of people are kind of learning about them too at the same time.
Yeah.
But obviously they're trying to keep things still secretive to a degree, so it's interesting.
I don't know how after 2 skyscraper-sized Autobots fought each other in the middle of Seattle, but whatevs. Like, it's pretty hard to keep that one a secret when Destructicons and guys are all using Space Needle as a baseball bat. But
yeah, people just looked away and then they turn back and be like, "Oh, what happened to our Space Needle?" Too of, like, they can. This has to. They can't keep it too realistic where people are just there and filming, and posting it on TikTok of what's going on. So anyway, so here we see characters wake up in the pit, Bludd's pit, as he's trying to force them to fight each other. He's trying to have his, make him play a game there essentially, and it well, I don't remember her name. What's her name again?
CoverGirl.
CoverGirl.
Baroness.
Yeah.
Anastasia in the back.
Right. Making the first move there.
Oh, there's something I didn't even know this was coming out. But there's a book that we need to check out, and it's like the worst Transformer ever.
Oh, the worst bot ever. Yeah, I think it's on Global Comics.
Is it on Global? I need to check it out because I saw that cover and it made me laugh out loud. It's like Ballpoint or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we could cover that sooner than later. We'll get to it. I forgot about that being a thing too, because they released like
epic storyline there. Like,
we'll see. We'll see. That's I know they released it as like a free comic book day issue. All I know about it is it's meant to be a little more kid oriented, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I'll could be something good. I'm if they balance it right, But yeah. But oh, what awesome art this is here.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
Seeing oh my gosh, Raptor over that one famous art place.
Yeah, Wolverine Vulture.
I don't remember what this place is called, but I just always think of
it's
in John Wick 4. Like, you have such a great epic action sequence there, and it's
I know it's in Paris. That's all I know.
I know, right? It's a Paris, which is
a circle street around the building.
Yeah. Anyway, Raptors there. tracking down Baroness's parents. Yet another move of showing how capable of a villain Bludd can be. It's fair to say that Bludd definitely pushed Baroness and CoverGirl pretty far here. It really tested their abilities to work with each other.
Yeah.
And so, and as we get into it here too, here Destro goes into Cobra Commander's secret laboratory here, being like, "Oh, what the hell are you hiding in here?" and seeing all this crazy shit.
Yeah, him experimenting on their soldiers.
Yeah,
he is not happy about it. That's one thing that's interesting about Destro, is he seems to care about his men. Like there was that one earlier when Clutch was undercover in the first volume, and
right?
Second in command was gonna fuck him up, and he's all like, "We've had enough of our men gone." Like Destro has a loyalty to his men on even some minuscule level. Cobra Commander could give an F less. Like he'll kill you, sacrifice you, whatever. But Destro seems to have a certain level of compassion for his men or loyalty, because he is not happy about what's going on with this stuff here.
For sure. And that's just another great layer to the whole relationship between the two.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I'm here for it. Bunch of great stuff. Look at this cool bit more cool action there that we get.
Bludd's creepy ass getting off on watching the ladies cat fight.
I know, right?
Good, yes. Oh, good.
That's what I needed.
Daddy likes.
And then they pulled the ultimate trick, because he falls for that easily, which allows CoverGirl to escape, and they have the ultimate fight here. Do it yourself. And then we see Hound and Clutch, and then what's his name?
They're looking for Energon and Risk.
Yes,
who knew
followed.
Yeah, he knew Clutch was hiding something, so Risk followed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then oh shit, Cobra, or well, I guess essentially Cobra, but like specifically Destro's men here though.
Yeah, Destro's musclehead number 2.
Yeah.
Men.
And then what a way to end it here. They're like, at least put up a fight, not realizing a giant fucking transformer behind them. It's like, are you really that deaf to not hear? Is it important for you to hear important things in a war? That's great, because then
that's an excellent
literally picks up.
I don't know if a transformer could sneak up on anybody.
I know, it's like across all the depictions that we've seen in, like, at least with the movies, it's like they're always loud as hell. Like, it is funny though. And then they turn around and realize, oh shit, there's a transformer. There's a big ass robot. Open fire. Doesn't work because it's a transformer, and so pretty funny. And we get cool action there. And it's interesting here because he's like, oh, the Energon's impure. But it works until they figure out an Energon solution, and that's kind of like another thread for later on. Like I was saying before, of like, this really is just a lot of like world building, kind of setting up with other things, which I really liked with it. And then we also get here to a lot more of the fight between Baroness and Bludd here. Yeah. More solid action that we get with all this. And then in the meantime, we see also not only their fight, but now CoverGirl's fighting Raptor. And so, oh yeah, there we go. Her sneaking up on him there. Pretty cool. As surprise, they end up winning. Look at how like gruesome this is. Like, that's great. Like, he's now eyeless.
Yeah.
He lost both of those eyes.
It's a great spot for the Baroness too, because in that part right there, she's like, I trust her because she's better than me. She's a Joe, and then so am I. And then she stabs him in the eye.
Yeah,
like, she's really starting to become part of the team. So I think it'll even make her, if she does end up betraying even more of a kind of a tragic deal for her. So he's doing a great job of making some really interesting characters out of these guys.
That's for sure. I'm just so excited to see where it's all going, because like he is doing a great job of developing everything. And even seeing like where this interaction goes with Cobra and Destro as well, it's like, holy cow, it's like almost not quite what you'd expect from it either, because like Cobra is there completely ready to just off Destro right then and there.
And he's like, Destro's so like, and when you try and fail to kill me, at least explain yourself. Like Destro's got some nuts on him too. So
yeah. Figured out how to save his ass there, that's for sure. Let's see, they make it back in time, and then saying too that you know, I don't remember this commander dude's name. Hawk?
Yeah, Colonel Hawk. And
Colonel Hawk.
Colonel Hawk has his team on standby that if Baroness ran, they were gonna go kill her ass. Like,
yeah,
he's not effing around at all.
Yeah, really setting up like really the threat of like what Night Force is, or what they're capable of, you know, which is cool to see. And I like that too, of like, you know, this is like the ending of that sort of main middle arc, but then in the issue after, the last one with 12 here, it is like kind of a full-on, at least half of it is like a like mission with Night Force. Like we barely get any Duke other than just setups of like, oh yeah, look, here's Duke here talking to Colonel Hawk and being like, where Hawk's like, hey, you only need to know what you need to know, but everything about the Joes you'll know. Don't you worry about it. And so
they're really playing Hawk up in that whole Colonel Fury, what's her name from DC, the black chick, Waller kind of hybrid, where Duke doesn't quite trust him, but he seems to be doing everything for the greater good. So, you know, Colonel Hawk. So it's cool how they're setting him up, and whoever the artwork is for this 4th or this 12th one is did a really good job too. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. It is really cool stuff. It is nice. Here, let me go back here. I'll go back and I will see what the artist is on this one. Marco
Fodera.
Yes. I'm the last person that you want to ask about how the hell to pronounce a name. I have countless videos showing that off. And so
why I don't review manga, because I can't say the creator names.
See, that I feel more confident about, because I like do know a bit more of how Japanese pronunciation works, but you know, anyway. He does do cool work here, and showing off this shooter character, which didn't mean anything to me. But once again, even without knowing who this character is, they did a good job of showing off who she is.
Yeah.
And it showed me everything I need to know about her, and her being such a really resilient, capable fighter. Like, they're doing such a good job of making me get me invested of somebody that hasn't known anything. And I also like
Williamson does a really good job on setups. Really good job.
He's doing great with it. And I also like how this too is directly connected to a consequence that we saw of Destro that hasn't followed up since Destro, the events of Destro, that since Destro is now with Cobra, well, who's part of Darklona? Whatever the fuck.
Darkonia?
I thought it was like Darklona or whatever. Anyway, point is though, whatever the fuck this place is that he was in charge of, and that he's left to his, like, what was it, cousin, if I remember right?
Yeah, because at the end we saw him getting burned with the mask.
Yeah.
And then now we get to see him with his mask, which is, I mean, if you're stuck with that mask, I feel sorry for the dude. That's not the greatest mask in the world, but
kind of cool, I guess. It's kind of
kind of works. It looks like he has little check engines on his face.
Well, it reminds me of like the Death Troopers from Star Wars, like the special black armor.
Oh yeah. I was thinking like if he gets too hot, he just turns little fans on and stuff there up. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, there we
go. That's hilarious. So funny. Let's see here. We also get this a character issues. What the hell's her name? Like
Ivana.
Ivana, yes. Ivana just beats the shit out of her, brings her back to her cell, and then she's like, I'm gonna kill her. But then Shooter starts making the grand escape. And then there's Beachhead. There for the rescue. As they realize things are starting to go south as what's her name? Ivana? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Ivana sets off the alarms and then let out the great escape between them all here. But I mean, it works well for them here. Although this was epic though, because Shooter was like, I have a job to finish, and they're like, this is the impossible shot, but she's like, I'm the sniper, and does her job. Pretty cool.
And it's cool because I thought her target was the main guy, but no, her target all along was Ivana. So that was interesting too.
I suppose it makes sense, I guess. But yeah, it was a nice little twist there of being like, oh, it's her all along, and having some little bit of shared history that ultimately obviously doesn't matter, but like, having that rivalry here. It adds to that previous scene that we had a little bit of being, her getting beat up by Ivana. And then last but not least, we're at Cobra headquarters where they enlist a new volunteer, and it's Bludd's back with new eyes. Quite interesting. He's now with Cobra.
Yep.
And then and then there's Destra plotting of being like, well, Cobra is still a threat though. How do we take care of him? And it's like, well, maybe we don't need to do anything, and perhaps it's aggravating other people.
What's the problem with ruling by fear is that you have a chance of uprising. So it's like if they're only there because they're afraid of you, and you show any opening or weakness, then they could try to overthrow.
Yeah,
that's kind of to what Destro's plan's alluding to. It's like, because it's number 2 is like there's a lot of people like who are afraid of him, and other people who are jiving with his message. And it's like, well, if there's people that fear him, then that means he has enemies inside his own ranks, and if they have the opportunity, they might kill him. So all you might have to do is just set Cobra Commander up enough.
Yeah, indeed. And it's interesting too of like we've seen these dreadnoughts that were set up in the Cobra Commander story, and now being like, oh, there's no whole-on war that's about to happen with them. I know this next arc that whenever we get back to this, it's called the Dreadnought War. And so I'm excited to see what that's going to fully entail with all this.
Yeah, that should be fun. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a lot like Volume 1, where it's a bunch of action, full on roller coaster. Once it starts, it's not gonna stop. And so I'm looking forward to it. It's these G.I. Joe's stuff has been really good.
So, what amazes me is we are 2 volumes in and a bunch of one-shots and not one mention of Snake Eyes. Like we've seen Storm Shadow.
Yeah,
it's Scarlet, but we have not even. I don't think he's even been mentioned, and he's like one of the main GI Joe characters.
Yeah,
hell, they even tried to start a movie franchise off with Snake Eyes. So it's really interesting that it's like we're 2 volumes in, and there's not even a peep about Snake Eyes.
I haven't heard anything other than that one clan that he's from.
Yeah, like his clan was showed.
Yeah,
and the Storm Shadow was there, and if they stick to canon, he hasn't showed up at the clan yet. So maybe that's something where we'll get another one shot, or they'll go back to there because Scarlet is embedded with that clan situation. So
sure,
I believe from the end of hers. So maybe they'll introduce him that way. I don't know if he gets introduced in the Dreadnought War, but it's just amazing to me. It's like, bravo on going 2 volumes in, and you guys have yet to introduce what arguably is the most popular G.I. Joe character. That means his impact will even be greater when they do finally bring him
Yeah.
in. It's like Bravo. It reminds me of how the fact that we didn't get Megatron
I was just about to bring
volume
that up.
3.
Yeah,
you
at
know?
the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point, and it's really highlighting like all the other aspects of GI Joe, because like Snake Eyes really was, I guess, the only GI Joe character I really like knew of really going into this, and part of that is because of seeing that movie when it came out.
Yeah.
And so, uh, but yeah, no, that's a very true point. Good point, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with him, because you raise a good question of, are they going to introduce him with a miniseries first before even into this? Because like he's the kind of character that they could do a miniseries of. It would sell well, and then help boost the numbers of the series if they were to tie it directly into it as like a tie-in thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't know
Depends.
how they're going to do it, if it's going to be like he just shows up and starts fighting with the Joes, and then we get a one shot, like a graphic novel one shot of his backstory to that point.
Yeah.
Or do we go back to, what's up with Scarlet, and then he's already kind of there in the Ninja Clan, but yet he hasn't become Snake Eyes yet, because there's a lot of stuff that happens to make him Snake Eyes, and him and Scarlet in the I don't know about the cartoon, but I know in the comic books and in the movies, him and Scarlet had kind of a love affair. So it would be interesting to see what they have set up, because they are setting up the pieces there for a really cool story. So we might get a whole Snake Eyes spinoff all by itself, like we did with Cobra Commander and the rest of them.
That would make sense. We'll see. I am really excited with all the pieces and stuff that they're setting up, and just doing such a great job so far. So
yeah, Josh and Williamson's like the breakout writer of the last couple of years, in my opinion, doing an excellent job. And I was really happy to see him doing stuff with DC. He did the Fight Night series, which the first 3 were amazing. I think the third one didn't, or the fourth one didn't really hit as well. But
really, I thought that one was good. But anyway, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Such good stuff. Lots more to look forward to with the Energon universe, especially since next we'll be starting to get into the Void Rivals stuff. Because we've just been kind of touching on the main Earth stuff, and then we're like, oh yeah, we're enjoying these so much, maybe we should check out Void Rivals. And so yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, check out all that stuff for when they come. But in the meantime, where can the people find you at?
In the description, you'll find my link tree, and in there, you'll be able to find all of my stuff. I'm very active on YouTube now. I'm getting ready to start production of a new graphic novel, and that I will be doing most of that on live stream. I've been doing a lot of fan art and stuff on there as well. Through my link tree, you'll also find my global comics page, where I put digital issues of all the comic books I've done. All 4 issues of my Sig and Joe comic book, which is over 220 some pages. My one shot I did for Ninja High School, as well as the Squirrels That Saved Longview one shot. Nice. And I might start doing tonight's. We're recording this on a Thursday. I'm going to be playing Crimson Desert tonight. I might make Thursday nights after we get done game streaming night, and just fun and do that some on there. So follow me on my YouTube. My link tree will give you all my other spots, but my YouTube is where I'm most active, where you'll see gaming, videos, reactions, daily shorts on my health journey, as well as me creating my comic book from scratch. So lots of art, gaming, and fun stuff on there.
Bunch of awesome stuff there. I love the idea of a game night. We still got to play Space Marine 2. I'm gonna just keep on bugging you about that.
I have that one too. It's still downloaded. I gotta play that.
See, exactly. Gotta murder some aliens together.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah, lots of awesome stuff, and as well a bunch of fun comic book content here. Did an awesome big DCKO roundtable that released a week ago from this recording, and then also more just fun comic content and Smallville live review show with Before the Cape. So always a bunch of fun stuff going on here. So make sure you subscribe here to the Dingus Den so you don't miss any of it. But without further ado, thank you all for watching, And see you all next time. Laters, everybody. Bye.